And then, of course, for those of you guys in chat, this is a Zath chat. This is all about talking about the game, what we like about the game, what we don't like about the game. You all in chat are as much of this as me. Um, so if you've got opinions, please share them on topic as well. YouTube, I am over on YouTube as well, and you can also feel free to post on YouTube. It'll get relayed on the screen too, so we can all see it. And later, this is going to go out to YouTube, and of course, when it goes out to Europe, you are more than welcome to share your thoughts on this as well. Duckman, what do you mean error thingy? Um, anyway, so let's go ahead and talk about this event. Now, like I was saying before, we got into the crazy hype train. This is an event that I know a lot of people were very excited about. Something went wrong with this conversation. Oh, okay. Um, so it's working now. Twitch's whispers thing seems to be working out. I don't know. So anyways, I know a lot of you guys have been excited about this. The Johnston is something that a lot of people have been excited about. The Rhode Island coming back is something that a lot of people are excited about. The Rhode Island is a ship that you could only get before in bundles, and it was like 52 bundle. I don't remember the exact amount, but you had to shell out quite a bit to get it, unless you were one of the lucky few to draw it early. So the idea that she'd come back in the armory for purchase in doubloons was something that people were very excited about, and I can understand why. Um, and then on top of that, there's the Johnston. People looking at that, and it's the 4th of July in America and celebrating freedom, and so we know there's always going to be these Wings of Freedom containers as well. There's a lot out here. There's a lot going on in this event, and I thought for a Zat chat it might be nice to just talk through it a little bit, give you my feeling on the matter, gauge your opinion as well, and hey, maybe this is stuff that goes back to Wargaming for feedback. Um, so the first thing that I want to get into is what most of you guys were here for in the first place, which is the Rhode Island and the Johnston. You'll note that these are available for doubloons, but only Admiral packs. Now, what do you get for the Admiral pack? You get the ship, you get a bonus mission for 200% XP of all types. So that's Commander XP, that's free XP. You get a commemorative flag, you get blue boosters of all types, you get a bunch of signals, you get a bunch of credits, you get a port slot, a 10-point commander. So here's the thing about this. All of this is crap. It's stuff. It's crap though, because frankly, all this stuff does is can be accomplished by just playing the game. Signal flags, look, you can buy them if you want with coal. You could buy it with credits, or you just not run them and be okay. These bonuses don't matter too much either. But the fact that they threw it only in this Admiral pack bothers the hell out of me, because what that means, as Duckman says, you can't use the ship coupon. There's a coupon up here for ships. You can't use it because, you know, it's not the ship by itself. Now, Pockington. Pockington brings up something else I was going to mention. Thank you for doing that, Pock. I was trying to get it ready, but then craziness occurred. So let me go into the premium shop for World of Warships and put up the build viewer here. Here we go. So here's the premium shop. Oh, look, Booba. Anyway, and now you can buy the Rhode Island by itself with a 10-point captain and a combat mission for $146. Or you can buy the Johnston for $83.20. Guys, the going rate for a tier 9 is like $72 and change. Let's take a look. Go to ships. Go to ships. Let's go ahead and filter the tiers to tier 9 only. There's no tier 10 option because they don't sell tier 10s usually. Rhode Island is the first tier 10 aside from Arpeggio Yamato that I'm aware of that Wargaming has directly sold. It's the first 4th of July in Warships with no bonus XP and no sales. That also does feel kind of sad, doesn't it? I was actually planning on celebrating 6 years as a World of Warships community contributor and giving away a whole bunch of stuff on here, but I can't. Napoli was sold directly for 35,000 doubloons. Thank you, Cthulhu. I must have forgotten that one. Alvaro Napoli U4501. But the point I'm getting at is $77 for a tier 9, right? What do tier 8s cost? The most is 56. So, okay, going up from 56 to 72 is another 12 bucks. 77, 56, 77. So we're $21. So add another, say, $30 on it. So that's 107. And let's go back to featured. And they're selling the Johnston for essentially $10 more. And the Rhode Island they're selling for essentially $40 more than you'd expect. To me, that's bothersome, right? And then you've got the Admiral packs here that you can just buy. If you don't want to spend the doubloons in game, you can just go here, and that's it. No FWXP bonus or sale feels a bit like a slap in the face. So, FW is first win bonus, and so what we're talking about there is that usually when there is an event, Wargaming puts a extra bonus to encourage people to play the game. So instead of your 100% first win bonus, that goes to 200% or whatever. I would agree with you, but I want to focus just on the Rhode Island for a second. She's a fantastic ship. She's a lot of fun. One of my favorite tier 10 ships out there. If you had the fortune of picking that up earlier, you're good. If you haven't, well, you have to decide between shelling out 50,000 doubloons or buying it for $145. What's 50,000 doubloons cost anyways? Where is it? Any amount of doubloons? And 50,000 doubloons is $200. So this cost is just shy of $200 because it's 100 doubloons less. Woo! $200. 200 US dollars for this. The choice is easy, says Uniball. Don't buy it. Which, it's unfortunate, right? Promoa, I'm going to use you as an example for a moment. You came in and said, I've spent all this money on the game, and I have an addiction. And what to me is disappointing is that you are a collector, clearly. For you to collect this ship, you have to shell out. You're either shelling out $200 in doubloons, or you're shelling out $150 in straight cash to get this ship. And that bothers me. That being said, for those wondering about the characteristics of the ship, she is fun. She's got radar, which a lot of people forget. She's got an engine boost. I think she's really strong in ranked battles. I was talking with Raptor on his stream about that the other day. In randoms, she's okay. So Pockington is correct. This is a free-to-play game. And so you have to balance the sticker shock, if you will, against the fact that this is a free-to-play game. And of course, anybody purchasing... I titled my stream title The Hangover, and that's my theme for today's stream because I'm wondering how many people woke up this morning with a hangover, checked their wallet, and realized they shelled out for a ship that was way more than probably it's worth, in my opinion. That's an extra $8 for the captain and the mission. And for some, that's worth it. Now, everything is worth what people are willing to spend. I said this before, I'll say it again. I spent $20 in this game, 20 US dollars in this game total. That's all I've ever spent on this game. Wargaming has even looked it up and confirmed it on a Discord in front of several other friends. They've confirmed I've only spent $20 on this game. That $20 went to the USS Texas Memorial Fund back when she was rusting and stuff like that, to the point where somebody would drop a screwdriver and punch a hole through her armor plating. It was that bad. And so that $20 went to Wargaming's hands and then went straight to the Texas Memorial. Wargaming did not pocket any of that $20. I have, however, invested time in the game. Most people, you all included, either invest money or time or a mixture of both. For me, my spectrum, if you will, is all the way over on the time. For others, the spectrum is more towards the money side of things. So anyway, there's my rant about the Rhode Island. Now let's get to the real spicy one. Let's get to the real spicy one, and that is the Johnston. This is a ship that everybody was excited about. So it's not like the Johnston is stupidly horrendously more expensive than than a similar tier 9 ship. Whether tier 9 premium is actually worth it, debate needs to be had. So this is where I want to talk about Cthulhu. This is about $10 more than whatever, right? You're willing to open your wallet for a reasonable or a good deal. Like the Azure Lane Littorio, I agree, was a hell of a good deal. Hell of a good deal. One of the best deals I've seen Wargaming put out in a very long time. I don't know that I would say Johnston is the most important Fletcher, but she's got history to it. She's got, she's got the story behind it, right? Fighting the Yamato and so many other Japanese heavy cruisers and stuff, alongside several other destroyers and carrier escorts and stuff like that. There's a lot of history to that, right? And the captain and all that. There's definitely the story involved, and I kind of feel like it's disappointing that when you add all that together, you look at what's essentially a Fletcher in game, just a premium version of it with a fancy camo, slightly different model, and a gimmick that really doesn't matter too much. The ones with the insane levels, plane kills, in the kamikaze time were most important. Well, and let's be real, the Fletchers, the Gearings, the L&M Sumners, like all these destroyers that were created all served a purpose, and some of them are more famous than others. The Kid is a museum ship, and I've been on the Kid, and she's fantastic. Out of loop for 2 whole minutes. Cthulhu, as a reminder, I have YouTube open. You can click over to YouTube and skip the ad, or just hope that Tarot gifts a bunch of subs again. Anyway, so frankly, what bothers me about the Johnston is all the hype going into it. Everybody was excited about it. Nobody really knew what to expect out of it. Of course, you've got testers that are testing the ship out. You've got community contributors that have access to it ahead of time. I'm going to say this as a community contributor, as a tester, I don't play ships on the live test. And the reason why that's the case. There you go, SF. Thank you, SF. So anyway, the thing that bothers me the most about the Johnston is, we don't know exactly how Wargame is going to release it. I could have played around with that ahead of time. I'm very concerned that I might give away a secret or break an NDA. So I usually don't like to play with these ships before they get released. I like to look at them just like you guys do. All right, they come out. I want to look around. I want to see what other streamers are experiencing. I watched Raptor play the Johnston yesterday. I watched what else have I seen play it? I saw Stats play it. I saw who else was it? Everybody had their fun Johnston titles and stuff, and I'm playing with my Johnston. So, the thing that I've discovered from watching people play it, and I can play it if you guys want. I thought maybe I could play it in ranked later. The thing that people have said about this ship is that she's a Fletcher. She plays very similarly to the Fletcher. She's got a gimmick. And that gimmick is, of course, the boost fire mode or whatever, the burst fire mode. But beyond that, her torpedo reload is rather abysmal compared to the Fletcher itself. The Fletcher is just a better all-around ship. And she's free. She's a tech tree ship. You can get her, have her in a port, and be done with it. So, who's buying the Johnston? People that are collectors? Hey, what we just talked about. Or people that just are misinformed and, see a ship they want, and they want a premium version of the Fletcher. Guys, the Kid at tier 8 is a better ship. The Kid at tier 8, tier for tier, in my opinion, is a better destroyer. It's got a heal. It's a Fletcher at tier 8. And it's cheaper because it's a tier 8 and it's been out for a long time. So if you're looking to buy the Johnston, my recommendation is, honestly, just go buy the Kid and pretend like you've got a Johnston. Does it really matter? It's a pixel boat. It's a pixel environment. Here's the thing about Johnston. Key features of the ship: burst fire, alternative fire mode available, long range torpedoes, HE shells, long and SAP. She doesn't have AP. Long reload time for torpedo launchers. And then, of course, there's a little bit of the history about it and stuff like that. You've got independence tokens. You get doubloons as compensation if you already have Johnston in your port. And then it's part of sequential bundle. We'll talk about that in a minute because that's more fun. So here's the problem that I have with this description. There's nothing on here that tells you about this ship compared to others. Buy a Kid and oh, damn it, Cthulhu! I didn't even think about that. Thank you for going there. Thank you for going there, Cthulhu. I am so happy that you went there for me. Oh my goodness. Anyway, here's the thing. When you look at burst fire alternative mode, and think about the ships that are out there with that burst fire alternative mode, right? The Spanish heavy cruisers, the Annapolis, right? And the Condi have burst fire. And there's a few other ships out there that have that. All of those ships that have that burst fire mode see a DPM penalty when they fire with that burst fire, right? So, like Spanish heavy cruisers, you're playing the tier 10, you unload on somebody, now you're waiting 25 seconds or whatever it is to be able to shoot again. You're buying a name, right, Duckman? Exactly. Which is why I said just buy the Kid if you don't have it. Anyway, here's my problem. Here's my big problem with the Johnston. Forget about the money for a second. That's part of it. Forget about, the name and the history and all that. And Wargaming's way to make this ship unique is to give it sap shells and to give it alternate burst fire mode. What they don't tell you is that alternate fire burst mode actually boosts the DPM of this destroyer. It is the only ship out there in this game right now, at the time of recording this, that boosts DPM when you do alternate fire mode. If you play any other one that's got burst fire alternative mode, you're penalized for using it. I mean, it helps you in a quick instance. You want to take advantage of something broadside, but otherwise it punishes you in terms of reload and your DPM. For this ship, it's mandatory. It's improved. It's better when you use burst fire mode, to the point where, frankly, it should be the default thing. There's nothing here telling people that. So you got people that are buying this ship, that are playing the Johnston out there, that have no idea that this even exists, that this is even going to help them compared to the standard fire mode, which the standard fire mode, I believe, I don't have the stats in front of me, is probably going to be weaker than just a regular Fletcher. So, to me, I have a real big problem with that. Why don't they have something here saying this should be your default choice? And if it's your default choice, when the hell would you ever want to not use burst fire? Right, the burst fire has the same DPM HE-wise as Fletcher. Thank you, Meat Pie Man. Which means if you're not using burst fire mode, the DPM is worse. Burst fire sap is about the same as gearing. If I get bored, we just I'm having fun ranting right now, Minnie. How you doing, by the way? Rob, do the shout out thing for. Yeah, the slideshow continues. That's why we paused it and moved on to this. Anyway, so to me, that's the problem with this ship. Okay, you got a lot of people that don't know that the burst fire thing is a deal. Not shout out Pockington, shout out Minnie. Anyways, so to me that's the big problem. That's the big problem out there. And Wargaming's doing a terrible job of informing people that that's how you want to play the ship. So what's going to happen? You're going to see a lot of people, randoms, ranked, playing this thing out there, not using the burst fire, getting punished for it, essentially, because they've got weaker torps than the Fletcher, and it's got weaker DPM than Fletcher. And they're going to be duds. So I have a strong feeling we might see this ship particularly buffed in the future simply because random battle stats are going to be so punishing. Now, here's the deal. A lot of people will say, with the sap shells, with the burst fire, she's a fantastic gunboat in one-on-one engagements. My issue is there are others out there that do it just as well, if not better. Off the top of my head, Kitakaze, number 1. Mogador, number 2, right? These are ships that are, oh, by the way, free. They're tech tree ships. You can get them automatically just playing the game. And they do the same thing. Now, they don't have American smoke. They don't have the name. They're not a premium ship. But for all intents and purposes, they will give you that same dopamine feeling of, haha, I just did this to that person. They'll give you that same dopamine rush to the point where, what's the point? So to me, that's the issue I have with this particular ship. There's nothing really that special, gimmicky, exciting about it to make me say to you, she's willing to shell out for. So, like I said, I personally haven't played her, but from what I've seen other people say and what I've seen other people do, I just can't in my right mind say go get her. Honestly, if you want to buy a premium ship that will do the same thing I told you before, go buy the Kid. The other one that you can buy is Star Kitakaze when it comes back out again. Kitakaze is a great destroyer, and you want a premium version of a great Tier 9 destroyer, go buy Star Kitakaze and profit. All right, let's go back to the event, because there's other things to talk about. There's Wings of Freedom premium containers. Now, this is a way that you can get all these different ships. Oh, look, the Johnston's in there. Duckman. Out the time you typed it out, boom. You ran the numbers. Chance of dropping one of the 3 ships is 78.7%, which is pretty good if you buy less than the Admiral Pack 25 crates. Okay, but you wouldn't unless you have 1 or 2 of Halford and Hayate. Here's the Halford. Here's the Kid. West Virginia 44 is not bad. Saipan, bleh. Alabama, okay. Hornet, fun. Florida, fun. Rochester is okay. It's the attempt to make a Kutuzov at Tier 8 that just doesn't... It's American, so it has the smoke fire penalty, not as good. Halford, it's another Fletcher destroyer, but it's got a plane, so it suffers a little bit in DPM and stuff. Honestly, yay. If I'm going for these containers, what do I want? I want the Hornet. Straight out. What do I want the Hornet. The Johnston, okay, fine. But Hornet at least plays differently and is special, right? So you can always spend some doubloons and buy Wings of Freedom containers. You have a guaranteed drop in 30 of them. You're guaranteed to find the item from the premium tier 7 to 9 ship group on the 30th container, if it does not occur after you open 29. So, what you could always do is you can shell out for the 20, the 25, and then buy 5 more if you didn't get a ship that you want. Duckman, what do you mean your opinions differ? So that's how I look at these, and then we have more things to talk about. We've got these random bundles. What do we get in these random bundles? Permanent camouflage for Cleveland. Hi, Lich King. Permanent camos for Cleveland, Baltimore, Des Moines, Salem, Florida, Vermont, Halford, West Virginia 44, Constellation, Colorado, San Diego. Special bonuses, XP and coal. Yeah, there's 9 options. Correct, there's 9. Honestly, I don't see a reason to shell out for this unless you've got all the ships and you want to make them look pretty, but that to me is a huge waste of your doubloons. I would not even bother going into this event whatsoever. All right, now let's move on. So now we've got stuff that you can get for tokens. You've got this whole thing. You can buy tokens. Okay, you can buy tokens. Note that if you do this, you're buying credits for tokens. You're trading tokens for credits. Don't make this mistake. You can also get standard Wings of Freedom containers here. Hi, Cobra. So total odds of Johnston are 8%, correct. Yes, you can Shockwave. But the way I look at this is, for most of you out there, you're looking for ships, right? I mean, if you don't have the ships, that's what you want. The camos make a ship look pretty, But beyond making a ship look pretty, it has no impact on the game whatsoever. So the way I look at it, if I'm a newish player, or if I'm a collector, if you will, but I don't have all the ships, I want the ships. That's what I want first and foremost. I could give two Fs about everything else. I want the ships. So with that in mind, this feels bad. This feels, if you're willing to shell out 25,000 doubloons and then plus this. So you're essentially, if you're willing to shell out 30,000 doubloons, a little bit over 30,000 doubloons to get one ship, you can do that. Just be prepared for disappointment to get a ship that you don't want, right? 30,000 doubloons is $120 US. So you're going to spend about $130 for a shot at a ship that's probably not going to be Johnston. Note that the Rhode Island isn't even available in these bundles. Hello? That to me, that's a little disappointing, Wargaming, since it was already out before. Look, these guys are probably going to come back out again later, especially if they don't sell that well. So anyways, you can buy tokens. I believe you can get tokens other ways too, right? You can get them in these bundles. I can't even remember if you can get them through missions or not. Chat, can you tell me real quick? Can you get these tokens in missions? You can get a couple of Wings of Freedom there. There are some in the combat missions. Cool. Thank you. Independence Day right here, right? Yeah. See, so you can play the game, get a whole bunch of tokens. Okay. It's gonna take you a while though. Once again, just like dockyard missions and stuff, you have to have some patience. You have to have some patience. What's the most you get here? 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. That's 200. 230, 260, 290, 320, 350, 400. So it's looking like 600 tokens free. Thank you, Winnie Ball, for saving me the math on the last one. 600. Okay, so 600 tokens. Let's take a look at the armory. Let's go back in. This is what you have to do as a player to keep straight all of this stuff that Wargaming's putting out here. It'd be nice if it was just all laid out for you. Okay, so 600 tokens. You can get the California commemorative flag. Woo! And then you can get this one for free. Woo! Then you get Leroy Jenkins for another 150. So that's 300 tokens. We have 300 remaining. This one for free. Woo! And then the California is... This is a Freedom Camo. You have to buy 100 tokens. Now, knowing Wargaming, there will probably be a code that goes around. In my Discord, I've got a codes and deals section. You are more than welcome to take a look at that. And you can... put that into Wargaming Launcher and probably get some tokens and stuff like that. Cost for preceding bundles is 700 now, and then beyond that, you go to the next one here. You get a Wings of Freedom container for free, and then you have the ability to buy the California for 2,900 balloons. Now, this is assuming you can get the 100 tokens in a different way. If you can't, the cost of the California is not 2,900 doubloons because you have to buy 100 of these stupid tokens. Let's go back. Sorry, I hit escape key. Foolish of me. Why would I ever hit escape? Let's go back here and take a look. 1,000 doubloons. So the cost of the California is actually 3,900. Oh, Shockwave. We're getting there. We're getting there. Hold your horses. I've been purposely leaving this section blank for a second. We'll get there. The 2,900 doubloons is a deal. That is correct, but you have to get all those missions done. You have to get all those tokens. Then you have to be willing to spend the doubloons. Now, do you get any... let's see. If you already have California in port, you receive 2,900 doubloons as compensation. That's hilarious. Do you get anything else? Or no, you don't get anything basically then. So you spend the doubloons and you get the doubloons back. You do get a port slot and you do get a mission of 200% for the California. Or you buy the tokens for 28 bucks, right? That's up to you. But here's the real problem. Now on top of that, Wargaming has put an even better deal out here that you didn't even know existed, most of you, because you're not used to it. Go back on my YouTube page, search my YouTube page, youtube.com/LordZath, and find a video titled Commanders Over Ships. It's a Zath chat. We talk about why you want to buy Commanders Over Ships. The most important bundle is right here in the bottom right corner that nobody really knows exists. and that's the George Doe and John Doe combination. These commanders come with skill points. If you already have commander, you get credits as compensation. Note you cannot get extras of them. Okay? If you buy all the tokens, yes. If you buy all the tokens, the California is $40. It's not that good of a deal. I agree. So, anyways, if you buy these captains, you don't get extras. So you're only buying this bundle if you don't have John Doe and George Doe. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Okay? You can go to captains and you go down here, and what are you getting for that? You are saving 35,000 coal for John Doe, and you're saving 1,500 doubloons for George Doe. These captains here are the second or third best captains for the US. Halsey is the best. But the Does give you enhanced grease to gears and enhanced gun feeder. These are perfect for cruisers, heavy cruisers. They're perfect for battleships. Exactly right, Cthulhu. These commanders, these two commanders, if you don't have them, this is what you buy in this event. And this is the one thing that I will say Wargaming did a fantastic job doing, which is offering these commanders for 300 tokens. That's not even all the tokens you can get in the mission chain, right? So that's beautiful. Wargaming, more of this, please. Yes, can I please have more of this? Ad break starting. Guys, this is it. This is the bee's knees. This is what you want. Special captains are so important because you can put them on one tech tree ship, and then you can literally whore them out onto all your other premium ships. And like I said, these guys are fantastic on Des Moines. They're fantastic on Vermont and Montana. That's where I'd recommend you put them. And then you put them on premium variants of U.S. battleships, U.S. heavy cruisers, like Indianapolis, Tulsa for cruisers, or West Virginia, and I don't know, Florida and Alabama, Massachusetts, etc. These guys are so good for USN ships that you absolutely want to get it. You already have John Doe. You're going to get George for nothing. That's fair. Now, if you already have, or you'll receive. So what you're going to get is you're going to get 2.25 million credits on top of that other Doe that you don't have, Cthulhu, and it's not going to cost you anything. So that's kind of nice for a newer player, somebody who doesn't have a lot of credits, to then get those extra. Like I said, this to me is the home run. This is the best part of the event right here. And sadly, it's missed by so many people because they are so focused on the Halford, or not the Halford, the Johnston. Excuse me. They're so focused on the Johnston. They're so focused on the Admiral Pack, and they're going sticker shock, and they're freaking out about all that. To me, this is where it's at for most people who are watching this video right now. Keep in mind, you also have Wings of Freedom containers. You can buy 30 of them. So what you could do is you could, if you get 600 tokens, you could do these. Actually, that's probably what I would spend my tokens on. That's what I would do it. Yeah, exactly, Uniball. Then blow the other 300 tokens on these containers. 100%. You get 30 of them, and you still have a chance of getting the Johnston. You still have a chance of getting these ships. Now, they're much lower than the premium, but you're getting 30 rolls of the dice for free, assuming you do all of those combat missions. This is what I would do. 100%. This is what I would do. Okay? Flat out. This is what I would do. So, I hit the wrong button again. So you start off by getting the Does, if you don't already have them. If you do already have them, cool. You can buy Wings of Freedom containers. If you want the California, then you can't buy the Wings of Freedom containers, and instead you're going to work this way, and you're going to spend 3,900 doubloons. In your mind, you have to be saying this. I'm willing to spend these doubloons to get through this. It's an 11% chance of a ship if you get all 30 containers. Now, there's a guaranteed drop after 400 on this one. So you are not guaranteed a ship. But Hawk said he got an Alabama last year. I've seen a lot of people getting ships out of these free ones. Georgia, sadly, is not an option anymore. But yeah, Sam Spock, you could get the Georgia back then. We used to SCCs. We used to give these containers away, and it was fantastic. A lot of people got into them. So anyway, hey Churchill. So chat. Any other questions about this event? I don't want to make this rant incredibly long. And to be quite honest, I don't even know I would qualify it or consider it as a rant. There's some problems with it. I mean, the sticker shock is the biggest problem. I don't know why you'd want to spend the doubloons for special bonuses when you can just outright buy the tokens. But these two down here on the bottom right are it. That's it. This is big brain time. Yes, you'll probably get the ships out of the premium containers. I mean, if you really want the ships, if you really want the ship, I don't think it'll show for me. I don't think it'll show for me. Maybe it will. Where's my filter over here? It won't tell me, but you can buy the kit in the armory. Just buy the kit and be done with it. If you were excited about the Johnston and you didn't get a chance to get it, just buy the kit and be done with it. Okay? Consider it your own 4th of July sale. Because you could even use the coupon for it if you want to. Wargaming messed up. You won't spend doubloons anymore on boxes. Well, we can hope. Like I said, I was hoping to do my 6-year anniversary giveaway based around this event so I can get Johnstons and Rochesters to the people. That's what I was excited about, but that ain't happening. So that's a little bit of extra frustration on my part. It is what it is. I suppose I could do a giveaway anyways and give away, you know, this is a thought. I could do giveaway on the ships that are here that I can give away that increase your chances of getting a Johnston. I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Rob. Just get the kid instead. You're gonna. Most people are going to have a better time playing the kid than they will, playing the Johnston. How long does the sale go for? It usually says something up here somewhere, on the event itself. Let's see. Let's see. Limited time and updates 13.5 and 13.6. So my guess is you'll have the ability to buy all this stuff through the end of 13.6. You want a gunfight? See, okay, Colonel Nasty, there you go. That that Johnston probably wasn't using burst fire, right? And because they weren't using burst fire, they didn't understand what they had available and were therefore using a gimped, gimped to DPM, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't say that they're bad players. I'd say that they're just simply not informed. This is my standard destroyer captain, but I put this in the Johnston. You know, Johnston is a torpedo, or sorry, a gunboat. And here's the other problem with the Johnston is you probably don't care about Superintendent on the Johnston because it doesn't have a heal, and you probably don't care about Consumable Specialist as much. So I would drop these two. I've seen some people say Fearless Brawler is great, but then the problem with that is you have to be out in the open and be shot at for this to activate. So I don't like that in an American destroyer. You could go from a boss, I guess, for 5% boost to your DPM overall. Battery range is usually a bad idea in Fletcher class destroyers just because of how orbital the shells are. You're not going to hit much anyways at long range. So I would, if I'm playing a Johnston, my build, I would probably drop these two skills and either go for, you can even make the argument for Dazzle. I'd go either Dazzle or I'd go for gun build, and I don't know for what, for them, you know. Unibomb, again, there's so many people out there that play this game for different reasons. And I actually have a Zath chat all about that, why people play the game. Some people, they just want to collect ships and have fun and relax. Other people want to, Cthulhu, I'm going to call you on for a second. Cthulhu's a co-op main. He goes in and he plays the game and he just has fun. He goes for DPM builds on all the ships and he just likes to explode things and not worry and not think and win the game all the time. Nothing wrong with that. Some people love playing the operations and that's all they play. Some people love playing ranked and then they play ranked nonstop. For some, all they ever do is random. I know some people that only log in to play clan battles at this point and they never touch the game beyond that. Whatever. Every person who plays this game has a different reason for playing this game. And I think it's important to respect and honor those differences of opinion behind why they're doing what they're doing and why they're playing the game. Community contributors, same thing. I have a different focus when I'm playing the game. Mine is usually more around education, helping people learn the game, explaining why somebody's doing something wrong, and trying to explain how to correct that behavior. That's different from other people, and that's okay. You only dip your toes in randoms in a division. Yeah, that's the only time it's safe to go in the water, right? Ranked or brawls, as Prior says. It's fine to be a collector, just play for fun. It's also fine to say that they are bad players if they objectively are. But here's the thing: not all collectors are bad players, Uniball. That's the problem that I have. That's the problem that I have right there with that statement. With all due respect to you, that is my problem with that statement. I don't like to judge and qualify players based off stats. I never do. I never do. If you watch my streams, you'll see I never look up stats. I think I've done it once in the past year, and there's a reason for that, because all that does is try to make you feel better about yourself, and that's it. Smog is smog. Okay, rant over. Dropping the mic. We're cutting it here. Thank you for coming to my Zath chat, my TED talk, whatever.